Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Sanitation meeting for the City of Beech Grove. My name is James Kaufman, Mayor. Today's date is July 1st, 2025. I'll defer to the Clerk Treasurer.
In lieu of roll call, we'll introduce ourselves starting on my right.
Ben Easley.
Samantha Stratton, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Thank you. Member Kelly Herron cannot be here this evening. Reading of minutes and approval. Board, you have minutes from our last meeting dated June 16, 2025. Any questions or comments?
I have none.
No questions or comments. Motion to approve the minutes for sanitation meeting dated June 16, 2025.
I move that we approve the minutes.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Approval of claims. You have 4 pages of wastewater claims dated July 1st, 2025, consisting of, in the amount of $583,083.33. Any questions or comments?
I didn't have any questions.
No questions or comments. Motion to approve the wastewater claims dated July 1st, 2025, consisting of 4 pages and the amount of $583,083.33.
I move that we approve the claims.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. There are no public comments, no unfinished business, and no new business this evening. Any comments from board members?
I have none.
No comments from board members. Our next Board of Sanitation meeting will take place on Monday, August 4th. That is not correct. On Monday, July 21st, 2025, here at 6 p.m. at City Hall. We can start our Board of Public Works and Safety as soon as we reset. Motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I second. Meeting is adjourned at 6:02. My name is James Kaufman, Mayor. Today's date is July 1st, 2025. I'll defer to the Clerk Treasurer.
In lieu of roll call, we'll introduce ourselves starting on my right.
Ben Easley.
Samantha Stratton, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Thank you, Board. Member Kelly Herron is not here this evening. Reading of minutes. You have minutes from our last meeting dated June 16, 2025. Any questions or comments?
I did not have any questions.
No questions or comments. Motion to approve the Board of Works meeting minutes from June 16, 2025.
I move that we approve the minutes.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Approval of claims. You have corporate claims dated July 1st, 2025 in the amount of 22 pages, consisting of 22 pages in the amount of $1,733,587.54. Any questions or comments?
I had one question on the hotel bill for active and retiree police.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder about that justification and how often we use it and what it was used for in this instance.
Yeah. I can call the chief up if you'd like to explain a little bit more, but this was used for our officers to go up to Michigan City to support the widow of our fallen officer, Officer Bill Tony, and his family.
I wonder how often it is that we use this justification and for what other types of things that we used it for.
So that this budget is approved each year by the council, and the chief decides where these expenses are paid from and how. There's other expenses throughout the year. I know we send our officers to the fallen officer memorial service in Washington, D.C. each year.
Yep.
So for that same case, we send officers out there to show their support of the fallen officers. We send officers to SRO trainings. We send officers to other trainings throughout the year, just depending on what's happening and what the chief decides is warranted. So,
Is
sir?
that generally correct?
Yeah, or the FBINA,
Yes.
we pay for that out of the travel. We pay for chiefs conferences out of the travel. Any training that we do out of state comes from travel that doesn't fit underneath the training
Got it.
portion.
That is helpful for me to better understand how that works. My initial thought when I saw that was that I didn't understand this to be in the general line of work, and so I didn't understand the expense and its justification that way. This makes a little bit more sense to me. If asked beforehand, I don't know that I would have said that I supported this use for those funds, but understanding it in this context makes a little bit more sense to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Motion to approve the corporate claims dated July 1st, 2025, consisting of 22 pages in the amount of $1,733,587.54.
With the initial concern that I expressed, I move that we approve these claims.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. No public comments this evening. Unfinished business, there is none. On to new business. Metric Environmental. Zach? So, as you're well aware, the City of Beech Grove applied for a tree inventory grant with the DNR, and we were successful. After several months of waiting to figure out if we could spend this money, if we're still going to receive this money, we awarded the bid for the initial phase of the inventory to Save a Tree last month, I believe,
Yep.
or the month before.
Yep.
So in order to manage this grant, we've asked Zach to come up. Zach, you're going to come introduce yourself. He will help manage this grant to make sure that we basically hit all the deadlines and all the submittals to the DNR to make sure that the grant is basically administered correctly. Is that about right? Does that sum it up?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
about it.
So if you haven't met Zach, he does. He's on retainer for tree inventory as our arborist for the City of Beech Grove. So he wanted to add this. So you have a contract in front of you. Basically, it's a $3,000 fee to help administer the DNR grant. Is that correct?
Yeah, I basically there's an oversight and coordination with the tree inventory contractor, a little QA, QC of the data they provide the city, and then there's a little bit of a final deliverable check on the data they give us.
Okay. Can you give us a current update on that inventory? I know Save a Tree's out there.
I believe, I can't remember the individual's name with Save a Tree.
That's okay.
Keep forgetting, I want to call it Aaron, but it's not Aaron. They are completed. He's doing a little bit of some QA, QC on their end with their internal, and then he says he's gonna get back to me and let me know if they need to come out and do a couple more. If there's a couple things with some trees that were missing or anything, they may have one more site visit out. They're not planning on that though, and then we should get the data hopefully within the next week. I would check on that.
Okay. And then what will be the next steps? I know you work a lot with the Green Safe Commission. So will you decide where the trees need to be planted? What kind of trees? Like what exactly would happen as a next step for this grant process?
Yes, once we have, it'll be a map with a bunch of dots on it with all the tree locations. Along with this grant was a planting plan that we had asked DNR to wait to determine where we wanted to plant trees till we got our inventory. So once we get that inventory, we'll look and see based on there's CGIST areas, social justice, environmental areas that they want those planted back in. We'll overlay that over where some of the planting sites that the contractor selected were, and then select where we would with you guys and the Greenscape Commission where we want those trees at, where that plan will be.
Very good. And the cost of this contract, the $3,000 for your services for managing this this grant, it will be paid from the grant as well, correct?
Yes, this will. Yeah, we actually had checked with Jacob Bruce with DNR, and yes, they opened that up for us.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Any other questions for Zach?
No, it's great to hear that this is continuing to be covered by that terrific grant, and I appreciate you working with our Greenscape Commission so closely as well.
I agree. No other questions? Motion to approve the Metric Environmental Tree Inventory Management with Zach Root and Metric Environmental.
I move that we approve.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, sir.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Up next, we have Moose Lodge Road closure for the Coda Ride. We received a request last week from the Moose Lodge. The ride will take place on July 12, 2025, with a rain date of July 26. They're asking for a road closure from Bellefontaine Street from the alley beside the Beech Grove Moose to Emerson Avenue. And the time frame will be from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is the annual event that they hold each year. So again, just asking for, I think some totes and some barricades as usual, so. Any questions?
No.
Motion to approve the road closure for the Moose Lodge Coda Ride taking place on July 12, 2025 from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and closing Bellefontaine Street from the alley to Emerson Avenue.
I move that we approve.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Up next, board, we have Next Stop Beach Grove, road closure request for music on main event. I'll defer to the clerk treasurer.
Next Stop Beach Grove requests permission to host the annual Music on Main event on October 4th, 2025. NSBG requests that Main Street be closed from 6 to 9, including alleys 1 block north and south of Main Street from 12 to 10 p.m. There'll be one stage, vendors, food trucks, kids zone, and more. Assistance from the city to include trash totes, barricades, and assistance from public safety would be appreciated. Thank you for your consideration. Jeff Mader.
Thank you. Very excited for this annual event. As you're aware, I know Next Stop Beach Grove took over this event a couple years ago from the Chamber of Commerce. Had a great show last year and look forward to it happening again this year. So,
Absolutely.
any other questions?
No.
Motion to approve the road closure request for Music on Main event for October 4th, 2025.
I move that we approve.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
Oh, if y'all could communicate to Indigo, as always.
Yes, absolutely. Indigo, yep. Up next is bid opening for recycling service, and I actually forgot to set this over here.
Oh, thank you. Is it okay if I go through
Yep.
it?
So as you're aware, the current contract with Waste Management expires in August. So we put a request for quotes out to the public, and we had a pre-bid meeting on June 24th here at City Hall. We had a couple vendors show up for that, and the deadline for submission of sealed bids was July 1st at 3 p.m. We will open the bids tonight, and we will award the contract at our next meeting on July 21st. So as mentioned, this was publicly advertised. We had, I think, 4 vendors pick up the bid packet, and we only had one submit a sealed bid. So before we open or read that bid or any information there, I'll defer to the city attorney to make sure that that's okay.
Yeah, so this comes up from time to time. The statute contemplates 3 bids, but if the project only receives 1 bid or 2 bids, it doesn't fail. So in this case, we have 1 bid, and we don't have to re-advertise to get 2 more bids so it can comply with the statute.
Okay. So there's a big binder over here. So the one submitted bid was from Waste Management. They received all the documents, and they were here last week for the pre-bid meeting. So we'll take this document back to our DPW director, Brad Merriweather, and review it and see if we have any questions. If we do, we'll reach out to Waste Management for any clarifications, and I look forward to awarding the bid on July 21st.
Yeah, I see the bid form. I don't see a total there. There's an alternate bid. Would that be?
Maybe. Are there 2 in there? Can I see one?
Yep, it's possible it's in the other one. But they looked
I think they're the same.
similar. Or maybe it's section 3.
Let's see. Just a couple word bid form. Okay.
You got it?
As part of the program, we did ask all submissions to bid weekly for weekly services. There's a lot of confusion out there with our residents by having a bi-weekly recycling pickup service. So we wanted to change it to do weekly pickup service. So it looks like you're proposing a bi-weekly bid, possibly. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, MSD works on that, so, water rate station there, that's what.
Okay. So it looks like they want to continue with the biweekly program, which is something that we're hoping not to do. But looks like they're proposing biweekly, which is aligned with their trash collection days. And they're looking for a per unit rate billed directly to the city, not a per ton rate. So currently they bill us out per ton. And now I guess you're looking to bill us out per unit.
At an escalating rate each year, it
Yes.
looks like.
So we're proposing a per unit rate billed directly to the city, not a per ton rate. Year one would be $14.99 per unit, and that'll rise each year to year 5 and be $17.54 per unit. The city will own the carts. We will not charge a container rental fee. They will provide educational mailers, as they currently do. The model is built on 1,736 residential units based on current data. We asked for a 10-year term. They would like to have a 5-year agreement instead of a 10-year term. Okay. So it looks like it's $14.99 per residential unit per month with a 4% annual escalator. Okay. I think that answers it. So we'll review this and we will present this at our next meeting on July 21st here at 6 p.m. in City Hall. So there would be nothing to vote on, right? Just yeah. So we'll award them later. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you. Up next, we have Beach Grove PD Compliance Officer resignation. Chief?
Dear Board, Kathy Chappell has resigned her position as a part-time compliance officer effective June 27th, 2025. Ms. Chappell has served the city well in her efforts for the improvement of the city. We thank her for her service and wish her the best in her future endeavors.
Thanks, sir. Any questions or comments?
No.
No questions or comments. Motion to approve the resignation of Kathy Chappell as part-time compliance officer for the city of Beech Grove.
I move that we approve the resignation.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Would like to publicly thank Kathy Chappell for her work for the city of Beech Grove. She was a very dedicated compliance officer and worked oftentimes day and night on improving our city. So we appreciate her service to the city and wish her nothing but the best in her retirement. So thank you, Kathy. Up next, we have a request to hire a compliance officer. Chief?
Dear Board, I am requesting to hire Ms. Amy Fields for the recently opened position of part-time compliance officer. Ms. Fields has previous enforcement experience, having previously worked as a sheriff's deputy for Marion County. Ms. Fields will tentatively start, I know it says July 7th, it'll be July 14th, 2025. When approved, her starting hourly rate will be $19.10 per hour. Ms. Fields will not exceed 30 hours per week. This position is budgeted in the 2025 budget.
Thank you, sir. Questions or comments?
No.
No questions or comments. Motion to approve the hiring request of part-time Amy Fields for the part-time Beech Grove compliance officer.
I move that we approve the hire.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Chief. That is all the new business we have this evening. Comments from board members?
I have none.
No comments from board members. We will have our next Board of Public Works and Safety meeting on July 21st, 2025 here at City Hall. We will hold our City Council meeting this evening at 7 p.m. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned at 6:20. Thank you.